1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they all came down to the Ladybugs picnic. It is 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Thursday. Wow. Pardon me, I'm blowing into the mic. That's not good. March 13th, AD 2025. And we're going to have a fun loosey-goosey The Hake Report show. I will Hake, a.k.a. Mr. Late. What's up, Willie? Nice to see you, man. Willie Pal? My pal, Willie Pal. What's up, Krishan? He liked my oh, man, this is terrible. I'm turning on my punchy.tv/Hake stream all late. Typical. Thank you to JLP for rating the stream over on Rumble as well as on YouTube. That's cool. Pastor Chatelet and others helping to make that happen. I will take your calls, 1-888-775-3773, if you so please. And I won't take your calls if you don't please. But thanks anyway. And I will take your super chats. I will read your super chats, guys and gals. If you're wondering what I'm looking at the beautiful beach. Let's see if I can show it to you. Look at that. Will you look at that? Isn't that nice? Let's see if I can turn that up. Crank up the volume. Is there any hint of it going? Do I have the Nope, wrong thing. Terrible. I had unmuted Anchor Baby, who's still at the board just for a moment. Instead of... Can you hear it? Instead of the beach. We're at the beach. So, crazy things going on in the world, guys. Some of them good. I like that our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, has been doing the climate rollbacks because this climate propaganda and this climate agenda, those people don't have the right solutions. They probably aren't even telling the truth about the problems. They're not honest. They have an agenda, a communist agenda, a radical evil agenda. Not radical in a good way. Is radical ever good? Radical just means at root, right? But it's like at root changing the stuff, so it sounds sort of extreme, but it's getting to the root. It's terrible. So some of the radicals want to root out American government, root out the whites, and root out Christianity and replace it with in their image, which they've already done to Christianity itself and the whites itself. It's called subversion. It's terrible. It's satanic. It's the devil's game on everybody, right? But so the climate agenda is being rolled back, and the commie nonsense is pretending like they care about these industries who want stability, and they plan ahead for things. And so they were planning ahead for the government forcing electric vehicles, EVs, down our throats when we don't want them necessarily. We want some of them. Some of us want them. I would probably one day, by and by, I may get it like a hand-me-down Tesla. And I'm probably going to love it. And the only reason I say that is because I was into CDs, right? I grew up with tapes, cassette tapes, listen to music. Stephen Wiley. A little bit of DC Talk sometimes. It wasn't my main rotation. DC Talk was for girls, even though it was 3 guys rapping and singing. DC Talk, Christian band. 1 black and 2 whites. But I liked CDs. And when they came out with iPods and MP3s and stuff like that, yeah, I would download a little bit of stuff from Napster. Legally, of course. Legally. It wasn't pirating. I believed in buying the stuff, okay? Buying the stuff. We don't pirate. I disavow pirating music. Plus, a lot of that stuff had DRM, digital management, digital something, digital rights management, something like that. They, in short, they poisoned the thing so you couldn't download it and play it on whatever device. It was a mess. Look at the Goodyear blimp. So anyway, I never wanted to do this MP3 stuff, iPod stuff. And now, if I play music, I play it from my phone into my car. Into my car. Yeah, I have one of those newfangled things where the car has this thing called Bluetooth, and you can play your stuff from your phone on your car. Crazy. So, and now I love it. I don't even touch my CDs anymore. I haven't touched my CDs in probably 10, 12 years. Every now and then, like one time I brought a CD in here to show you guys. But, so I'll probably adopt like a Tesla or something dumb like that. And I'll probably like it. But for now, I want the freedom to be in my gasoline car. These communists shouldn't be telling me what to do. Look at there's a spider. So thank you, Trump, for the freedom. For the freedom. Evil California is still trying to push the electric vehicles down our throats. But it's not even properly set up. People can vandalize it. People can steal stuff. People can steal the copper out of the charging stations or whatever. I don't know what's going on. But I like the climate rollbacks. Thank you, Trump. And let's have men advance society and not communists. You know, Hake still has those CDs because he couldn't give them away. I couldn't give them away. That's true. I threw them in the dump and the dump threw it back. I did bring, like, I remember taking a bunch of CDs to Amoeba. Amoeba closed down, and then I think it reopened. I think. Maybe it's not. Has Amoeba been changed, swapped out? I haven't been there in, like, 20 years. But CDs are compact discs, kids. They hold music. So... Speaking of communists, check out this cool shirt. I got to get started with the show, guys. Anyway, guys, I think we're set. I have faith that we're set. Let's just get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. Yeah, I have my communist shirt on. I got it at the store. It says Cali for Nye with a bear on it. A grizzly bear that we hunted, and then it says Republic. California Republic. Cali for Nye Republic. And yeah, I got it at the store like a oh, I need the hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. I got it at like a CVS or something. Or a Walgreens. And I was like, hey, that looks nice. Even though it looks like it's not 100% cotton, and I'm sure it's not. Terrible. But the fit is nice. It is a medium, and it's not a medium. I don't like mediums, small fitting mediums. I like normal fitting mediums. And this one is an okay fit. What do you think? Let me know. 1 for perfect, 2 for too small, 3 for you're not sure. Maybe even a little big, I guess. There is no little big. This is not a little big. But I've seen guys that wear tighter, way tight shirts. Skinny guys, fit guys, fat guys with tighter shirts than this, much tighter. But that's not comfortable. It's all in your armpits. Anyway, it's a mess. So let's cover this. Oh man, you guys are missing this beautiful spider. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Oh yeah. It's a pretty cool spider. I think it's called a what type of, what is it? I forget what it is, but I call it an El Nino spider. We covered what type of spider it was. Like a spool, some type of spider. It'll come to me later. I'll come back to you guys on it because I want to keep it moving. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. I haven't gotten to, what are the fire? I don't want to get into the fires. So, I was telling you guys about the climate reversal. Let's get into what CNN was saying. I mentioned this in Hake News. Those astronauts are still stuck in space. The budget battle, I don't care about that. Nobody cares. Nobody normal cares about that. You see, the trackpad is working. The Trump administration plans to roll back major climate policies in a blow to America's progress. Progress is a communist buzzword on clean air, clean water, and climate action. The changes expected to inject even more uncertainty into key industries, including manufacturing, which our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, has pledged to support manufacturing. Yeah, because he's getting rid of regulations. He is giving them back their freedom. Now, I get these communist corporations who are like automobile companies who've been in bed with the government, bailed out by the government, overregulated by the government, they may anticipate and even be dumb true believers themselves in the notion that the people are sufficiently brainwashed as to want oppression of forced electric vehicles down their throats. And so they may continue on the path of this phony environmentalism. But Trump has given them some of their freedom back. In addition, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, a bit of a misnomer, dismantling. I remember they turned a river orange. Was it the Colorado River? And that wasn't protection. Dismantling a vehicle pollution rule that the evil, crooked Joe Biden administration finalized in March of 2024, which by mandating less pollution from cars, the Obama Part 3 administration did under Biden, under the figurehead of Biden, the puppet. The Weekend at Bernie's Biden would have pushed U.S. automakers to produce more EVs, electric vehicles, and fuel-efficient hybrid models that run on a mixture of gas and small batteries. How small? AA? Doubt it. AAA? Doubt it. 9 volts? Don't think so, but I don't know. D batteries? Probably not even C or D batteries. C cell or D cell. The fresh pendulum swing for regulations could prove difficult for the auto and electricity utility companies, which plan years in advance and typically like stability. Well, I didn't hear this concern about stability when the evil Biden administration was forcing the degenerate electric vehicles down their throats. No, I didn't hear any of that talk, you commie nonsense network propagandists. Let's see what this article claims. seems ridiculous to me. I wonder if they're going to they're going to try to force more money out of me. I don't give them any money, except I look at their webpage, and their webpage has ads, and so they get money from the advertisers when I look. Trump takes an axe to more than a dozen pollution rules in a rapid-fire deregulation. Oh, yeah! By Ella Nilsson. Nilsson Schmilson. But except that it's spelled differently from Nilsson Schmilson. If you know the music. If you know music like Hake knows music. Nilsen. Look at that. Is that California? It kind of looks like California. This looks like the 134 or something. But it might not be. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Looks sort of like Glendale, but I don't know. Maybe I'm probably off. What does it say? Downtown San Diego. Okay, yeah, I'm way off. I was California, though. We're looking at a picture of cars in traffic. They should manifest destiny, or whatever that thing is, where they can steal more private land and build bigger freeways. The Trump administration announced their intent to roll back major climate policies yesterday. Rules that target pollution from vehicles and power plants, in a major blow to America's progress on clean air, clean water, and climate action. Trump, please, if you're watching, anybody who has his ear, force them to reopen our beautiful nuclear power plants. But force them to be strict with their discipline in upkeep of these nuclear power plants, so we don't have some meltdown and leak and mess. Because San Onofre, that beach that I go to a lot, or have gone to a lot, I may not ever go again, so don't be trying to stalk me. No stalking of Hake. They shut down that power plant, the nuclear power plant, and nuclear energy is clean air, clean water, and climate action for Christ, or for capitalism, or for not commie capitalism necessarily. The change is expected to inject more uncertainty, blah, blah, blah. Okay. 31 actions in rapid succession in around 2 hours. There appeared to be still placeholders or typos in the news releases. Nice. Wow. So the EPA is turning from evil to good, perhaps. Nobody's more environmentalist than Trump, according to him. And he wouldn't lie about something like that. Undo rules that would have pushed power plants and car makers toward cleaner forms of energy, so-called. Roll back rules on... You heard that woman on the Hake report yesterday talking about windmills in the ocean, in the Pacific Ocean. And she said, I don't know how, but that it was killing whales and birds, of course. I've heard of birds getting whacked. Literally, birds getting whacked by these windmills. And they're not cool-looking windmills like the ones over in Holland. Shout out to the Netherlands. The Dutch, the beautiful Dutch with their Holland windmills on their farms or whatever. They also intend to roll back rules on soot, mercury, and coal ash pollution, as well as the so-called good neighbor rule that regulates downwind air pollution. Oh, yeah, because all these neighbors get irritated at the Sriracha plant over in Irwindale, because they smell that strong-smelling red pepper stuff in that red pepper sauce, Sriracha red pepper sauce. You guys know that squirty red pepper sauce? Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. But it smells, and you don't want to be smelling that next door. Trump, But they're getting rid of that good neighbor rule and eliminate their programs overseeing environmental justice and diversity. Environmental justice. I'm shaking my head. Significantly, Trump's EPA is also preparing to reconsider and strike down a consequential scientific finding on the dangers of climate pollution that has served as the basis behind federal regulations to curb them. Dismissing the precedent would strip the EPA's authority to manage the pollution that causes global warming. Nice, good, because it was a big, evil, dumb power grab, and Trump is letting go of power from the federal government. He is breaking the stranglehold, the knee from our necks. Trump is getting the knee off our necks. Very nice. Or y'all's necks, y'all who work in these industries. The Union of Concerned Scientists, what a name, huh? Concerned Scientists, said that Trump's administration's actions Wednesday would sacrifice human health for the benefit of private industry. Can you say abortion? Can you say the LGBT agenda? Can you say the fake racism agenda? Can you say all? What are all these different things that they're pushing? Pharmaceuticals? Can you say sugar and fast food and stuff? Be quiet with your concern trolling scientists. Please. The rollbacks will leave the nation sicker and our air, water, and soil dangerously contaminated, said a woman whom you should not listen to. Rachel Cletus, Cleetus, Senior Policy Director for the group. Directoress. In a statement, the Trump administration is attempting to subvert. Oh, wow, a subverter accusing Trump of subverting the EPA's mission from one of protecting public health, communist buzzword public health, and the environment to that of boosting the interests of polluters and billionaires, says this evil woman. She called it a horrific day for people suffering from the burden of air and water pollution. Well, that remains to be seen. She's scaremongering against the man who loves a good, clean environment. Look at it. Just look at his golf courses. Clean. Beautiful. And his places. He doesn't even let these homeless veteran bums hang out in front of Trump Tower. That's how clean he likes stuff. And these bums, some of these veteran bums are so off that they just pollute. Litter, smell, and it's not good. So spare me your fear-mongering and your phony pretense of protecting people. Meddlers. Trump officials questioned climate science and made clear they intend to put Biden's major climate rules through the shredder. Nice. The Trump administration will end the Biden administration's irrational, quasi-religious. Oh, yeah, that's right. Quasi-religious policies on climate change that imposed endless sacrifices on our citizens. So said Energy Secretary Chris Wright at CERAWeek on Monday, whatever that is. Chris Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T. The Trump administration will treat climate change for what it is, a global physical phenomenon that has a side effect of building the modern world, he said. Right on. I think I think those are overall probably positive changes. They're going to try and dig and find bad stuff that happens and give you horror stories and sob stories and make up stuff like is typical of the media, the politicians, and the lame-o, self-important academics who just want government money and notoriety and to feel important. When you know of a problem, that problem seems so important to you, and you want to force it down everybody's throats. Just look at all the Jew critics going crazy on JLP under his pinned tweet right now. He says, "I love the Jews," and the Jew critics and haters are going crazy, psycho, beside themselves, just like the climate radicals and environmentalist groups. Railed against the EPA's various moves, vowed to challenge them in court, right? See, these corrupt courts. The Trump administration's ignorance is trumped only by its malice toward the planet. Oh, Lord. So said Jason Rylander. Is this a male? Legal director of the Center for Biological Diversity's Climate Law Institute. Come hell and high water, not or high water, hell and high water, raging fires and deadly heat waves. Trump and his cronies are bent on putting polluter profits ahead of people's lives. What a mess, huh? Cool. Cry more. Bigots, because they're being bigots. A bigot is somebody, I've never used this so unironically. A bigot is somebody who can't stand another person's opinion, and that's these climate radical sucker commies. Can I call them more names? What else shall I call them? Women, meddling women, busybodies. Hey, see, Elon Musk is also a big-time environmentalist. Elon Musk. He's huge into this environment, climate change mess. Are you kidding me? Please. Rest at ease, those of you who are very concerned about all that stuff. Trump even bought himself a Tesla that he's going to have to let his staff drive. I'm going to have to have it at the White House. I'm going to have to let my staff use it. I haven't driven a car in a long time, and I love to drive cars, Trump told reporters. I guess with the Secret Service or something, he's not allowed to. I don't know. Zeldin, let's see what this Zeldin thing is. Who's Zeldin? Is that Lee Zeldin? I feel like I recognize that name. Let's see what this says. Zeldin went as far as to recall the Obama administration's power plant rule, saying in a statement, Trump promised to kill the Clean Power Plan in his first term, and we continue to build on that progress now. Huh. Natural gas power plants. Let's see nuclear. Is nuclear in this article? It's not nuclear, it's nuclear. Wow, nuclear, N-U-C-L-E-A-R, right? Kids? Please confirm. Let me make sure that I spelled it correctly. Yeah, nuclear. Okay, so there's a little bit. Hey! Okay, nuclear weapons. I'm talking about nuclear power, not weapons. Why are they going to weapons? Nuclear power plant. Somebody wants to... Some group wants to make a nuclear power plant. Right on. Sweet. So thank you, President Trump and team. I am quite pleased. Those astronauts, like I mentioned, are still stuck in space. Can you believe it? I can believe it. But even Elon Musk can't save them. They're stuck, and space is real, by the way. Those astronauts, Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore. Butch is the man, Suni is the gal. They've been in orbit since June of last year. They'll have to wait a bit longer. They were supposed to come back in June, I think, or in, not sure when. And then they moved it to, February. Eventually moved it to February, and now we're in March, and they still haven't gotten back. Look at these guys. And they have to pretend to be happy and pretend to say, we're not stuck. We're not abandoned. We're not stranded. Yes, you are. You're not abandoned, but you're stranded. You're stuck. You can't come home. That means you're stuck. You're stranded. You have to wait. But they want to say, no, we're not. So there is some fake news coming out of the space establishment space propaganda from the government and the mainstream media. Commie Nonsense Network Science, CNN Science, SpaceX postpones. Even Elon Musk can't do it on time. Because Elon Musk runs SpaceX. A crew of international astronauts slated to launch to the International Global Homo Space Station on a mission that will take the reins from Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams of NASA, which does not mean lies, allowing them to return home after an unexpectedly extended and politically charged journey. Why is it politically charged? That's interesting. I've never heard of it. I know that this, among you and me, you space deniers and me, the space believer, the space acceptor, the space acknowledger, the space lover. I love space. If it's possible to love anything. How is it politically charged? Oh, I get that they say, oh, we're not stranded. They have to insist that they're not stranded. But what is it? Why is it politically charged? Is it because there's other people who want to like defund NASA or something? Or is it a Democrat versus Republican thing? Like Biden can't bring him home, Trump's going to do it? But it's not. Because I've never heard anything about that. Left high and dry by the prior administration. Oh, okay. Nice. Look, see, they want to set the record straight. They aren't stranded. When is this article? February 13th. They're not stranded, even though they still can't come home, even though February was supposed to be when they were going to come home. And they weren't abandoned. Nobody said they were abandoned. Okay, maybe they did. The duo made remarks in an interview with Commie Nonsense Network's Anderson Cooper, propagandist, on Thursday when asked about the claims of our greatest president and SpaceX CEO Trump and Musk that the astronauts were left high and dry by the prior administration. That's been the rhetoric. That's been the narrative from day one. Stranded, abandoned, stuck. I get it. We both get it, Butch Wilmore said. But that is, again, not what our human spaceflight program is about. We don't feel abandoned. We don't feel stuck. We don't feel stranded. Well, good for you. That's the right attitude, Butch. Don't feel like that. But the reality is you're stuck for the time being. He added a request, if you'll help us change the rhetoric, help us change the narrative, let's change it to prepared and committed. That's what we prefer. Even though that leaves it unclear. You're stuck up there, but you remain prepared and committed. That's nice. Williams and Wilmore, Williams is Suni. Suni and Butch, or Suni and Wilmore, have always maintained they have not been stuck on the space station, but their comments mark a rare vocal contradiction of the president, who told the truth, and they want to just make it sound nice because they want to keep their job, and they don't want to get doxxed and harassed by the evil liberals who go crazy on people who agree with our greatest president, Trump. Suni reiterated, can I speak? A sentiment she has expressed on several occasions, at least a few, including interviews conducted before she left Earth. Butch and I knew it was a test flight. They had been prepared for contingencies and understood the stay in space might be extended. We knew we would probably find some things wrong with the Boeing Starliner. Shout out to Boeing. We love you, Boeing. Heck, I would even work for Boeing. Who wouldn't work for Boeing? We found some stuff, so that was not a surprise, she said. Look at her letting her hair go wild and crazy like Medusa. But it's cute. Cute look, gal, sort of. I don't want to be negative. Look at that. Oh, so this is their interview? Oh, press conference about Boeing Starliner in September of last year. Hair is standing on end. See? Space is real. Their hair is up. Hairspray can't do that, by the way. Especially with that, it looks dry, too. That dry look. In late January, Elon Musk said the Biden administration had left 2 astronauts stranded. But that's true. They are stranded. They're stuck there. Trump had asked, and he said Trump had asked SpaceX to step in and rescue them. So it's terrible that the Biden administration left them there so long. That's interesting. Virtually abandoned in space by the Biden administration. Oh, virtually abandoned. Okay, so that means not abandoned, but virtually abandoned. Like, what's the difference between being abandoned there for months on end and being there indefinitely because we're not sure when we can bring you back for months on end? It's virtually, practically speaking, it's the same thing. NASA already put such a plan in place in August, well before Trump and Musk mentioned it, when the space agency asked SpaceX to return them because Boeing couldn't do it. Whatever. So you want to call it politically charged just because a couple of truth tellers, Elon Musk and Donald J. Trump, told the truth. So all of a sudden you want to call it politically charged. What a mess. These phonies. Let me get to some calls, guys. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. Stephen out of Maryland is on the line here. Stephen, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing fine as well. Is your name P-H-E-N, Stephen, S-T-E-P-H-E-N?
No, S-T-E-V-E apostrophe N.
S-T-E-V-E apostrophe N?
Yeah, Stephen.
Since when?
Since a couple months ago.
Okay, so you were born S-T-E-P-H-E-N.
No, S-T-E-V-E-N.
It's always been S-T-E-V-E-N?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did I get this? How come I was spelling it?
S-T-E-P-H-E-N?
Yeah.
No, I never spelled it like that.
Oh.
Just like Steve. Some people call people Steve. Don't have an N on it.
Right. Yeah.
just put
With
N
an
on
N.
mine.
Okay.
But anyway.
Okay, so my mistake, guys. I've been spelling it wrong. I don't know how long. I wonder if I switched it and didn't realize.
Yeah, you probably did. It's okay.
And you put an apostrophe before the N for the past couple months,
Yeah,
but
I did
before
that about a month or two ago.
Did you do it legally?
What do you mean legally? I just put it in there, that's all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, put the apostrophe there.
Whatever.
Ain't that how people do their names, you know?
Yeah, I'm blacks.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Well, I want to know another thing. I want to ask you, did Big Bump come through Jesse Lee's program, bond program?
No, he just started coming to church and men's forums sometimes, I believe. And
he didn't go to the bond program.
No, he didn't do any, like, the entrepreneurship program or whatever that I recall. I don't know. You have to ask him. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing, do you think that coffee that Jesse makes is a DEI thing?
No, it is delicious. Smelling, especially. The smell of it, oh my goodness. And then the taste of it, I'm not a coffee connoisseur. I just say it tastes great.
Oh, tastes great.
Yeah.
I thought it was DEI because black people started it.
Oh, did they? I don't know if that's true. You might not be telling the truth. Where did you get this information?
What color is Jesse?
Jesse's black.
Isn't that his coffee?
Did he pick his own coffee?
Yeah. That's his coffee.
Yeah, but he's not DEI. He is self-made.
I'm saying this is a black man started it, right?
Self-made millionaire.
Is that what you said?
Throwing pistols in the air. What?
I'll go about what you said. You said everything, black people in it is DEI, right? Like the air
not
traffic
always.
controllers.
No, because look. What's that guy in the Supreme Court? He's black. Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas. That's a true man, uniquely qualified.
What?
Man. Why? I don't know. I don't know how he got so smart, but he's smart.
Because he's a conservative.
Well, that too. That's called wisdom.
Oh.
That's part of being smart, is being conservative.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, huh?
Conservative means keep what you got conserved.
Yeah, that's called smart. That's in part, yes, but it's also being called smart and wise. Don't squander your life and wealth
No.
giving
It
to
means
poor,
keep what
giving
you
to the
got.
degenerate.
No, keep what you got. Don't share with nobody.
Yes, that's right.
Don't help nobody.
Right. Especially not by way of the evil government.
Why is the government evil?
Because it's made up of people, and most people are evil.
That includes conservatives.
Yeah, it does.
So they're evil too.
Right. And they know to constrain the evil of the government. Constrain the government so that the people can self-determine. If the people are of right, they can freely be right. If the people are
like
degenerate,
Jesse,
they can freely be poor and lame and ridiculous. Or freely
like Jesse,
commit crimes and go to jail. Because great minds think alike.
Conservatives don't go to jail?
Not as much as liberals. If you look at Democrats are overrepresented among the jails. It's true.
Remember Al Capone?
Yeah. I mean, I remember hearing about him. He was awesome.
Al Capone.
He got railroaded. I don't know anything about Al Capone, except that that one guy who played him in that one show, he did a really good job. Although I didn't like him because he committed murder too quickly, in my opinion. You shouldn't be committing murder quickly.
How about Ted Bundy? He was a conservative.
Really?
Yeah.
See, all the cool guys, all the slick people whom the lovely ladies like are conservative.
But he killed 33 of them.
Oh, well, I disavow that, of course. That aspect of him was liberal.
No, he was conservative all the way.
No, conservatives don't commit
one
crimes.
of your boys.
No, I disavow him. But yeah, conservatives are full of evil too. I totally grant you that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to ask you, why does Jesse call Michelle Obama Big Mama?
Because she tries to tell the kids she tries to force the schools to serve the kids cardboard while she eats all the ribs and tamales. You never want to get between Michelle and a tamale. That's what Barack said.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. But she's Big Mama. That makes her... Oh, well, because she's micromanaging the kids' health.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. As long as it helps them.
No. Helping people is wrong.
Big and fat.
No, we like freedom.
No, she don't want to be big and fat.
She doesn't want the kids to be big and fat?
Yeah.
Then she shouldn't let all these fat Mexicans in. Shout out. You know what I mean?
Mexicans like that.
I know, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are raising fat kids. NFC.
That's Spanish people, right?
Yes. Spanish speaking.
Okay. Well, how about Jennifer Lopez? Is she fat?
In places.
In the right places, right?
Whatever, man. I don't know. I don't like it. Making me blush. Big Mama.
Yeah, I don't know how you could. But has he seen Judge Thomas' wife?
Yeah, of course. He's talked with her many times. Beautiful Ginny Thomas.
Is she Big Mama?
Ginnie. No, not that I'm aware of. She's conservative. She wants freedom for the people. She loves Trump. And no, Ginny is not a Big Mama. She's not a meddler.
Oh, yes, she is big. That's a middle linebacker there.
Oh, well, I mean, she may personally be larger than some, however, more corpulent than some. However,
that's what you call. That's what we call a Big Mama.
Okay, well, but she's not imposing on other people's lives the way Big Mama Michelle does.
She imposes on people. She had a bus that what the voices of that thing.
Huh?
At somebody's inauguration. At that insurrection, you guys had.
What?
she had a busload of people going to that January 6th thing.
Oh.
She brought a busload of people there.
That's because a lot of people wanted to go and express their support for the country by rallying for election integrity. That's not a big mama thing. That's not controlling necessarily. You could call that, involved in politics. And I agree with you. Women should not be all involved in politics. But I hate to criticize Clarence Thomas's beautiful wife, Ginny, because she's for the right things. And maybe she should back off. Maybe she should back off. I don't know.
Mama.
Okay, well, suit
mama.
yourself. Suit yourself. So there's two big mamas. There's the white big mama, and then there's the black, degenerate, evil big mama.
Michelle is not big and she's not evil.
Yeah, huh?
She's just tall and weighs 180 pounds. Nice.
Okay, nice.
She's not like
who's
wife?
Am I stronger than Big Mama?
No, she probably fall on you.
Fall on me like a walrus?
Who are you talking about? Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle.
Are you stronger than her? I don't know.
I probably am.
I hope not.
Men typically are stronger. Weak-looking men, even weak-looking men, not that I'm looking weak, but even weak-looking men are stronger than strong-looking women.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's different things that the women can do, especially if they're very athletic, that the men cannot do. But when it comes to like an actual like wrestling match, which is what really life is really about, right?
Yeah.
They can. The men are like surprisingly sturdy and strong.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Women don't have an extra muscle mass like men have.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yep.
That's why I don't think men should participate in women's sports.
Right.
But if a woman wants
But women shouldn't even have sports. What is this? When you were a kid, when you were growing up, they didn't even have women's sports, right? The girls' team didn't,
Right.
There was no girls' team. Right? Yeah.
Girls didn't do anything like that.
Good old days.
But they okay. I look at women's basketball. I still don't think women should play in men's sports either, because they get killed.
Right. I'm with you on that.
Any woman want to do that?
Or even worse than getting killed, the men hold back. And then the men are just not as good because they have to just hold back on the woman.
No, they don't hold back.
Sometimes they do.
If a woman wrestler want to be a men's professional wrestler, I don't know. She wouldn't get slammed around the room, get hit with a forearm, around the ring.
Yeah.
She's out of her mind.
Right.
But anyway, moving right along. Next question.
Okay.
You know this guy, Ricky, that calls you all the time? From Virginia, Hampton, Virginia?
Oh, Rick. Beautiful Rick.
Yeah. You know what I found out? By research. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm concerned. I'm afraid to ask.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you.
You're not spreading any personal rumors, are you? Because I gotta go. Okay, real fast. Research of what? Virginia, or a personal research on Rick?
On Rick.
Oh, Lord, this sounds like gossipy mess. You're going to try to start a rumor.
No, ain't no gossip.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't want to hear. Okay.
Yeah, I got to run, man.
All right.
Good to hear from you.
Enjoy Rick with his day too.
I will. Take care. Bye. So, you guys, let's give you guys some fodder. Oh, Lord. So, over here on the Hake Report, should I get to Rosie O'Donnell? Yeah, let's talk about Rosie O'Donnell real quick. By the way, Putin went to a place, Kursk or something, and it's in Russia. I was reading Hake News thinking that he was in the Ukraine, where Russia took over some land, conquered. But no, actually, the Ukraine went into this area, and Russia kind of got it back, and Putin went there. So shout out Putin and Trump and Zelensky. We love it. I don't know what to say anymore about this Mahmoud Khalil person whom they're trying to deport. The great Trump administration is trying to deport. Mostly great, right? Mostly remarkable and great. Wonderful. But like I said, he seems like a dressed up commie, which is to say, like a pro-Hamas propagandist, right? Is he pro-Hamas? Certainly pro-Palestine. We can't have that. There's only room for one pro-Middle Eastern country people in this country, and that's the pro-Israel. And those guys, and so just calm down. You guys are just causing problems, right? Get them out of here. Alleged Hamas propagandist and protest agitator organizer deportation, halted by a liberal so-called judge from the Southern District of New York, though his green card was revoked. I get that there's different people, like different competitors of mine who say, oh, they'll never do that to when the Democrats get in power, they'll never do that to the right wing. They already do it. And I get that us doing this, which I think is right, us being, America, Trump administration, which I think is right to deport this guy. Us doing that gives them more of an excuse, more like drama stuff to say. Oh, you guys did it too. But I don't care about that. They're going to do every evil that they can, no matter what. Let's do what's right and push hard for what's right and not be fake fair. Stop being fair. Stop being fair. You're being weak. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Who cares about the appearances of a double standard or appearances of a violation of so-called free speech? This is the communists and subversives and the enemies of America use against you. The enemies of America don't even believe in free speech. They don't. They don't believe in anything except for the devil. And they're shameless about it. So I guess I do have that to say about it. They're shameless. So let's be shamelessly right. I say. I don't know if I care to read much more about it, but let me just see if I have anything worth reading. Look at James Anton Hake over here. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so, yeah, look at this. I think this is somewhat interesting. Bogus speech. Don't read the bottom line of this, kids. Julio Rosas. He's like a Breitbart type of, I forget what he is. U.S. Marine National Correspondent at The Blaze, okay. Author of Fiery but Mostly Peaceful. It's a reference to he was like an on-the-street journalist guy, relatively conservative guy, decent person. Julio Rosas. He looks like he was a Marine. He looks like one of those Latino sort of, sort of upstanding, America-loving guys. The Khalil case is a classic case of far leftists using American ideals to manipulate the public. Khalil and activists like him, happy to go beyond cheering for the destruction of the U.S., they put their words into action. As soon as they face consequences for their actions, they cry about how, this isn't the America I know. I know. As if they ever believed in it in the first place. Oops. Yeah, it's all bogus speech, he says. BS, bogus speech and theater. Foreign nationals who violate the terms of their ability to stay in the U.S. should be deported. It's that simple. Don't read this word at the bottom, kids, that I'm going to scroll up to. Antifa operates very much the same way. Don't read that word, kids. I guess if I highlight it, it calls attention to it. Like the federal courthouse in Portland I know what to do. Like the federal courthouse in Portland in 2020. They actively attacked federal officers in their war against the government, insurrection, like JLP rightly said, for weeks. Then they cried that the government committed war crimes when they tear gassed them to stop their attacks. It's all bogus speech. I got that from a guy who used to fill in for JLP way back in the day when I was a listener in my early days as a producer for JLP. He said that BS stands for bogus speech. Don't say BS, kids, but it's just say bogus speech. Sounds so corny, huh? Okay. Isn't that interesting, though? Right on Julio, there was some person who said something. An interesting statement, by the way, from Alejandro Juan Antonio Cortes, or whatever his name is, AJA_Cortes. There's almost nothing left of the internet pre-2016. The refrain of the internet is forever proved false. It's the opposite. Anything IP, whatever that means, older than a decade gets lost in the digital ether, whatever. Crazy. Wow, I didn't know that. That's nuts. Oh, I guess I should retweet these. Bogus speech. Repost. So you can follow the Hake Report and James Anton Hake on X. People are saying these judges who are stopping the deportations or trying to stop Trump from doing his thing should be impeached. That's a waste of time, says this one guy who's Fisher King 64 on X, okay? That's a waste of time. To remove a judge, you would need 67 senators to go along. Not going to happen. You could restrict their jurisdiction, but that also requires majorities in Congress. The judges are forcing a constitutional crisis. They know the President of the United States, POTUS. I don't like the abbreviation, but it is fast to write. So for that reason, I do like it. But in general, I don't like POTUS. I don't like SCOTUS. SCOTUS just looks wrong. But anyway, the President of the United States will have to ignore them. They are bringing it on, not Trump, the so-called constitutional crisis. Presumably, they think their media power, because the media is on the side of these evil, liberal, phony, corrupt, activist, communist judges. How many other? Oh, that's what Lin Yun Chin calls too many, whatever. It's called mouth breather stuff. Too many adjectives. Presumably, they think their media power will hurt the administration when it finally does what it must do, simply exercise its own legitimate authority. Yeah, ignore the judges and do your thing, and because the judges are wrong. Look at this woman. That's a D.C. judge. Look at that face. Eric Daugherty. However you say his name. Eric L. Duff. Daugherty. D.C. judge blocks President Trump from revoking the security clearance from Russia collusion hoax law firm Perkins Coie. Judge Beryl, Beryl Howell, appointed by Obama. Obama is always picking women, so-called judges. Obama-Biden appointees are trying to ruin the country. This is not acceptable. Okay, so this is what, context, community notes. The judge granted Perkins Coie's proposed order, which does not include the security clearance issue. Instead, the judge's order deals with contracting and building access portions, whatever. Thank you for the community notes. I don't understand it. But the point is the judges are getting in the way of our greatest president's rightful actions. And sometimes people ignore rulings because it's a mess. This is an interesting tweet from a competitor. Can you imagine if even one Bud Light warehouse was firebombed or even one Bud Light drinker was assaulted during the Bud Light boycott. You remember over the person, Mr. Mulvaney, who was like a spokesman for Bud Light. It's a beer, okay? There would be mass media hysteria and FBI investigations, yet Tesla facilities and Tesla drivers and Tesla cars attacked all across the country by leftist militants, and the media ignore it entirely. Good post, man. Mr. Competitor, that was Matt Walsh. He was on the JLP show years back. Right on, right on. So, one other thing related to the news. Oh, a couple of things, actually. Ooh, nice. Nice. Oh, I had already opened this. So this guy got stuck. He was trapped. Yeah, this guy. He was trapped, held captive for decades, allegedly. He escaped. A man in Western Connecticut. Crazy people in New England. That's New England, right? Connecticut, Delaware, where they have Delaware has that transgender, I think. Connecticut is very liberal, I think. Massachusetts, extremely liberal. Massachusetts went for gay marriage before anybody. Where is Vermont? Degenerate, has that Bernie Sanders commie, socialist, atheist, not Christian person. Or did he deny being atheist? A man in Western Connecticut intentionally set his home on fire to escape after being held captive, allegedly, by his stepmother more than 20 years. Little food and no medical care. That suggests, what type of man is this that that his stepmother was able to hold him captive? That's what authorities said on Wednesday. He used printer paper and hand sanitizer to escape an alleged 20 years of captivity by his stepmother. Watch out for step-parents. They can be abusive. They don't care about you. Step-parents, you know how, they say, fathers violate their daughters. They try to say that. Usually it's step-parents. Stepmothers, stepfathers, step this, step that. Mother's boyfriend this. Remember that 10-year-old illegal girl who, I think she was illegal. Oh no, the 10-year-old girl who was allegedly violated by her mother's illegal boyfriend. And then she got supposedly impregnated, and she couldn't have an abortion. So it was a big, what do you call that? Intersectional story. Illegals, abortion, underage, violating. What a mess. Both sides of his door had been secured with plywood and a lock. The man would later say to stop him from getting out. For years, he'd only been given 2 sandwiches per day or what? Oh, yeah, okay. Egg or tuna salad. Or peanut butter. Peanut butter, please. And 2 small bottles of water a day, he'd recall, in the storage space where he was held. But now he had a plan. What possesses a gal to want to do this, allegedly? Printer paper for kindling, hand sanitizer for fuel, and a lighter. How did he come across this again? I hate this. Let me use this. He had a plan, okay? Emergency personnel responded February 17th to reports of a burning home in Waterbury, Connecticut. City police stated there they found a woman and her 32-year-old stepson. The stepmother, identified police as Kimberly Sullivan, managed to get out safely. The man, affected by smoke inhalation and exposure to the flames, needed help. He would soon admit to police that he started the fire on purpose. This is very this is all, why is this written so poetic and stuff? You guys. Michelle Krupa. Look, it took 3 people, and it's nice. It reads like a novel or something. Michelle Krupa, Dakin Andone, Travis Caldwell. Don't harass them. On purpose is not a sentence, okay? But they did it for style. Look at this house. I feel like Joel Friday should have been the one to cover this. True Crime Tuesday. This is Thursday, though. The man intentionally set a fire to his home, he told first responders. I hate that term, first responders. When did they start using that? First responders. Sounds so politically correct. And I don't know why. You could call it paramedics or firemen or police or whatever. After nearly 2 decades, he wanted his freedom, he told them. So only after that did he want? Okay, whatever. It didn't say only after 2 decades. Maybe he wanted his freedom all along. But anyway, he recounted a hellish tale laid out in an arrest warrant obtained by WFSB, which is a Commie Nonsense affiliate, okay, local news, that describes a life of captivity, abuse, and starvation. I want to know what this guy has that he's so weak that she could shut him in. You know, physically weak. I'm not calling him spiritually weak necessarily. I'm not questioning that. Whatever. 33 years of law enforcement. This is the worst treatment of humanity I've ever witnessed. So claims Fred Spagnolo, told reporters Thursday. Really hard to talk about still, said the chief. Oh, come off your emotions, Waterbury chief. He shuddered to think that someone would be treated this way by a family member. That's not a real family member. That's a stepmother. Evil stepmother. Ever read about a Cinderella or whatever? A parental figure or guardian. Oh, okay. Sullivan, 56. Give me her first name, right? Don't stop calling women by their last names. It's so confusing. What's the woman? Kimberly. Okay. Kimberly, age 56. Arrested Wednesday, faces charges including for assault, kidnapping, cruelty. Allegations against her, absolutely not true, said her attorney. Yeah, so this may not be true. It all began, records indicate, some 2 decades ago. Nothing other than a normal childhood scene. Male victim 1 is his name currently. There might not be a second, but I'm not sure. Remembering his early years being hungry and sneaking out of his room at night for something to eat and drink. Every kid does that. Well, I don't know. Many do. By 4th grade, age like 9, 10, asking other people for food, stealing it, picking it out of the garbage. Everybody's done that. After his food wrappings were found at home, he started getting locked in his room. The stepmother permanently pulled the boy out of school. Oh, lucky, kind of. But that would get old after a while, too, because then you miss your friends, and plus you want to go outside. Let him leave his room for chores only. The routine nearly every day, and he was never allowed friends, he told police, was allowed to have fun only on Halloween. Wow. Why Halloween? Last time he went trick-or-treating, he was 12, dressed up as a firefighter. But he's, 30-something now? 32-year-old stepson, male victim 1. He wanted to be a firefighter. Well, he got rescued by a firefighter. He started a fire. Maybe she saved him from being one of those pyros. His siblings had friends, he said, but they weren't allowed to come to the house. The friends weren't. I have been kept a secret my entire life, he told police. The boy's school notified the State Department of Children and Families, according to the document, while he was in 4th grade. When did she pull him out again? By 4th grade, okay. State social workers, scum of the earth, oftentimes, but so are step-parents. Everybody's the scum of the earth. Don't take it personally, Portland degenerates. You Portland demons. Shout out. Social workers twice visited the home for wellness checks, he told police. Sullivan had told him, that's what was her name again? This is bothering me. I should have it. Kimberly. If I paid attention, I might retain this information better. I forget what I read. She forced him to say he was okay. She told him to claim he was okay. Police twice visited the home, 05 at the department's request, because children First in '05, that's 20 years ago. Children who knew the boy had not seen him. House was clean. It was lived in, said Spagnolo, who took the helm of the department in 2018. Found nothing that made them suspect anything other than a normal childhood was unfolding inside the home. Family are asked to file a harassment complaint against members of the local school district who continued to report them. The family had provided no proof of harassment or harassment. I wonder which one is correct, because when I was a kid, I started to hear them say, oh, it's actually harassment. We had no further information other than what we went, about where that went. 22 to 24 hours a day. If he was let out, then he could have run, right? 14 or 15, went with his father to dispose of yard waste last time he left the property. He was let out of his small room each day, 15 minutes, couple hours. Used an elaborate mechanism he'd conceived for himself to go to the bathroom. Oh, forced to relieve. This is a little bit graphic, but forced to relieve himself in a bottle. He then fed that liquid, urine, via straws out through a hole in the storm window frame. Nice! Right on, man! That's way better. See, this person, I wonder if he's white or what. Victim number one. Because you saw, remember the 5 or 4 or 3 kids, including teenagers, who were living by their themselves in a house, and it just got all dirty and filled with poop, include all over in the bathroom and in the tub and just everywhere, and it was overflowing and nasty. This guy kept it clean, and he was trapped in a... Wow. White history. He didn't dare open the window itself because he worried about retaliation. He feared being locked in his room longer. Blah, 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 blah. Under the pain of death, no one was to see me, he told police. Is that the beautiful... Is it Emily, her name? Oh, look, she's a Christian. What's her name again? Sullivan? What's Sullivan? What type of person... What type of... What's the nationality or ethnicity of a Sullivan? Is it Irish? Is it English? Is it Italian? She looks interesting. Too much makeup. Fancy attire. Kimberly Sullivan, taken into custody Wednesday. Wow. The man's only access to the outside world is a radio outside the bedroom. He told police helped him keep track of the years. I don't know, man. What does he have? Medical. He got 3 or 4 books every year and used a dictionary to learn unfamiliar words. Wow! Determined that the man had ultimately educated himself. That's the best way, man. Respect. As he grew, more locks got added to the exterior of his door. The boy's door, probably the man's door, right? It appeared the locks increased security levels as time progressed, became older, a little bit stronger. What if he did push-ups or anything? Oh, okay, so his father was wheelchair-bound. He died in 2024, January. The alleged captivity got more restrictive. How did the dad let this happen? Wake. Although he's wheelchair-bound. But still, I don't know. The man stated it got to a point where the only time he would ever be out of the house once his father died was to let the family dog out of the back of the property. A minute a day. What does he have that she could do this to him, physically speaking? I'm so confused. The attorney claims he was not locked. She did not restrain him in any way. Food, shelter. She's blown away by these allegations. Kimberly Sullivan is presumed innocent. That's right. We presume this beautiful woman with too much makeup and fancy clothes, innocent. After the fire, an officer who saw the man described as extremely emaciated. I learned that word when I saw the Holocaust victims, all skinny. There's a word called emaciated, and that means skinny. Really, really skinny. Cool. 5'9", 70 pounds. Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess you could probably handle him, I guess. He was dirty, hair was matted, all his teeth looked rotten. Ooh. Okay, but wow. He probably didn't like tuna or egg sandwiches like me. He only liked the peanut butter. Don't give me tuna. Unless it's barbecued albacore. That's good. Police executing search warrants found plywood, but don't put it with that, like, what is it mixed with? Vinegar or mayo? Or it's gross. A little vinegar is okay on stuff, but mayonnaise? Unless you, like, make it savory and then trick me, quote unquote, and then I can have it. Or if there's nothing else to eat, I would probably choke it down. It's edible, you're right? And I would eat it. I've done that before. Police executing search warrants found plywood and a lock on the door of the man's room. Male victim 1 is faced with having to build a life. He'll have to overcome mental and physical ailments developed. A lot of physical therapy. 70 pounds. 5'9", 70 pounds. How is that possible? Woof. Waterbury detectives are shaken by the inhumanity they say they've been investigating. They took up a collection to buy the man clothes, books, and other items that might make him more comfortable. Wow. Heal from this unimaginable trauma that he suffered. You hear about different people who are like stuck in their homes. You guys remember the wolf something or other story? Wow. Whew. Crazy. Nice. Well, so there's your little story about that. I was curious about that story. Thank you, Commie Nonsense Network. And you didn't even try to force me to pay for it. Here's another story of an evil mother. I don't know why I keep on clicking it. Rosie O'Donnell. When it is safe for all citizens to have equal rights, communist buzzword, in America, that's when we will consider coming back. That's what she states, Rosie O'Donnell, whom Trump has called something other than her name. Blacks called her out her name. Name called her. Like a pig and stuff like that. Don't call girls and women or anybody pigs, kids. Especially not cops. Except judiciously. And sometimes you may be feeling judicious, but you're not being judicious. She moved to Ireland with her 12-year-old child. A 12-year-old is not a child. The actress and comedian, yeah, real funny lady, said she's in the process of getting Irish citizenship. O'Donnell that's like an Irish name, right? Any relation to Chris O'Donnell? As she has Irish grandparents. Look at this gal. That's not what she looks like anymore, by the way. Even that is not what she looks like. I remember her having like brown hair and being kind of, portly. And she was in like some of those movies, like A League of Their Own, which looked like it should have been kind of fun, even though it was women's playing baseball or whatever. But it looked like it was supposed to be fun, but I don't remember it being any good. Except there's a couple pretty gals in there. Dan Henching is writing this article. Rosie O'Donnell made some big moves in 2025. She posted a video on TikTok Tuesday, which she shared that she moved to Ireland with her child. That's not a child, that's a young man. Clay, I think, right? In mid-January. I was never someone who I thought would move to another country. That's what I decided would be best for myself. It's me. She says best for myself and my 12-year-old child. That's a common way of saying it, but that's incorrect. It is best for my 12-year-old son and me, not myself. All about herself. O'Donnell explains she moved to Ireland. She's degenerate, and this is because of Trump, right? I think it's because of Trump. Talk about a nutcase, but we wish her well. I like her. It's been pretty wonderful, I have to say. The people are so loving and so kind and so welcoming, and I'm very grateful. Yeah, that's because they don't have to deal with you that long. Pretty soon they'll be calling you what Trump called you and worse under their breath or behind your back at least. And if you get in their face, probably they'll call you that to your face too. Shout out to the Irish. She's Irish too. I miss my other kids. I miss my friends. Of course, she would be having fun because it's a different thing. It's all exciting. It's kind of like how the transgenders, once they transition, they feel so relieved. And see, that's all she's known for is a league of their own. The women's league's baseball team. Do women even play baseball anymore? Oh, they play softball, but they don't play full-blown manly baseball, do they? That's interesting. Do women play baseball? I don't think they do. They can't react that fast. They don't. Is it true that women have poor depth perception, or is that an old wives' tale that I heard?
Well, hey, everybody.
Shout out to old ladies. I love the old ladies. You know me. We love them all. We love everybody. This is remarkably like too little. This looks like an effeminate old man. Okay, too little lipstick, lady.
It's me, Rosie O'Donnell.
Cute.
Star of the Flintstones. It's Tuesday all day, as my Nana would say. And I'm here in Ireland. And it's beautiful and warm.
Wow.
Not physically, it's actually quite cold. Moved here on January 15th. And it's been pretty wonderful, I have to say. The people are so loving and so kind, so welcoming. And I'm very grateful.
How do I go full screen? I'm confused. I can't find the full screen. I'm looking like Biden over here. You guys see me like staring up into space, squinting? How do you do full screen on this thing?
In the process.
What's that?
Your square's hiding it.
It is, but I'm looking right down here. Look, see? There is no full screen.
No, there is no full screen.
Here, look, guys. They don't give me a full screen unless these. Oh Lord. Oh, because I'm not logged into TikTok.
I forget.
I feel like I used to be able to turn full screen. Nick is trying to help me.
I thought it was like
Right, yeah, me too. All right, anyway.
Of
What's she saying?
getting my Irish citizenship, as I have Irish grandparents, and that's what's going on, and that's where I've been and what I've been doing. And although I was
Whoa, this is long.
never someone who thought I would move to another country,
9 minutes?
that's what I decided would be the best for myself and my 12-year-old.
Sort of cute glasses, okay? I wonder if the 12-year-old boy is on board with that. I mean, it'd be fun to visit Ireland. I heard it's not as pretty as Scotland. I heard Scotland's actually way prettier. Beautiful. Highlands. Ireland's actually ugly, I heard. But I can't imagine it being that ugly. People say that LA is ugly, and LA is beautiful. The homeless bum mess, that's ugly. I don't know why they say it's ugly. People think that cloudy skies is ugly. Cloudy skies is beautiful. I do like to see the sun at times, peek at least through the clouds, but cloudy skies are not bad. And get outside anyway. The sun goes through and the rays do get to you. You can even get a sunburn in a cloudy day if you're out there long enough. And you don't want that.
child.
Maybe not all of you can get a sunburn. Shout out.
And here we are. Here we are.
Boring.
So TikTok has gotten a little bit dark and negative for me. I don't feel capable
She has nice teeth.
of
She has like a angry look to her, though. I mean, anyway.
going through the hate that comes through, and
Yeah.
I'm trying Substack, and I think
Hey, Hake is on Substack. So is Joel Friday TV. So are Bond, and JLP highlights. Nice. So we wish you well, lady Rosie O'Donnell. So she moved because, I guess, of Trump. Mr. President Trump, before he was president, you called ladies fat pigs, something, this something, and Trump is all only Rosie O'Donnell. Trump knows. You can see through that beautiful face. You can see what lies beneath. And I feel like the self-looking phone thing makes her look more bug-eyed, like a chihuahua, wall-eyed almost, than she really is. Right on, Rosie. I disavow mess. Somebody call child abuse. Okay. A call or two, super chats, and hopefully I get to those other stories that I meant to get to. Anne in Canada is on the line. Canada is on the line. She's not French Canadian. What's up, Anne?
No. Hi, Hake.
Hey,
You're cracking me up today.
nice.
Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell doesn't know anything about Ireland. Nothing.
I know.
First of all, she's going to find out real quick that her 12-year-old little white boy is going to be learning Islam in school.
Oh,
They have
wow.
called a prayer. And you know how the liberals love abortion.
Yeah.
And that just became legal in Ireland like in 2018.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So she thinks like women have all these rights and everything. They don't. Yeah, it's not like that at all. I think there's
Ghettos
something-
rise. When women lift, ghettos rise. That's what some female politician said in Ireland, one of those Ireland
Right.
countries.
Oh yeah, it's.
But she by ghettos she meant girls. It's Irish for girls. Is ghetto.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is that Gaelic?
I think it's just that. I think she's saying girls, but girls. But
It's an accent.
But it sounds like ghetto to me, which is true. When you lift up women, ghettos follow. When you when you subsidize the single mothers and put them in leadership positions, they enable the criminals and they raise criminals and they're angry and a mess. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
I was trying to convince the anchor baby to run for prime minister, but I don't think he's going to do it.
Maybe one day. You never know.
You were talking about you were doing the environment story.
Yep.
And you had mentioned that I said that the windmills are ruining the oceans.
Yeah, hurting the whales too. How are they killing the whales?
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. It's the sonar. So, like the whales, dolphins, they all use sonar to get around the ocean.
Yeah.
So what happens when they put these windmills in, it sets off vibrations. So it screws up it would be like screwing up your hearing. Right?
Oh,
Like
wow.
So they don't know what direction to go into. They're very confused. They don't know. A lot of them end up like on the beaches and stuff because they lose their direction.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not just the
like
whales, it's dolphins, a lot of sea life.
Kind of like Rosie O'Donnell ended up on the beaches of Ireland.
Yeah.
because she
Well,
was
she is
she
kind
has
of like a beached whale.
she has no direction. I don't mean to be mean, Rosie O'Donnell and ladies. I couldn't pass up the joke. Terrible.
I know, it's a good joke.
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then they because it's salt water, so then they all end up rusted.
Yeah.
And then they all fall apart, and they just leave them in the ocean. So then you have rusted everything in the ocean. That's what I mean. It's all fake environmentalism. It's not real. They're not really helping anything, and they ruin the sea life. Completely ruined.
Wow. And those are all windmills on the sea.
Yeah, they're all over the Atlantic Ocean, all over.
Atlantic, or you said Pacific before?
Oh yeah, they're in the Pacific too, but
Okay.
like I come from the East Coast.
Oh,
and
okay.
they keep making them there, pretending they're doing it, and they get money. They get money for doing it.
Is that worse for the world and the ocean than oil rigs? Well-kept oil rigs that never leak, right? Oil rigs that leak, I get you, that's not good. But how about or even the ones that leak, all things being equal, occasionally there's going to be an oil leak. I don't know if that's from oil rigs. But oil rigs are better for the environment, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
We need to
That's
get
a leading
oil
question.
around.
Yeah, right.
How do we got to ship things? Of course we do.
Yeah.
But like this is done on purpose. This is done to destroy the ocean on purpose. And
Really?
everybody can wave and look and pretend, oh, look, we're saving the world.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do-gooders
it's just
do evil.
so they can pretend they feel good, like all the Greenpeace crazy
Yeah.
people.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, thank you for the update, the clarification on that.
Yeah, so just wanted to let you know. And by the way,
Yeah.
Doug Ford has banned us from buying American liquor here. That you go into the store and they're all it's all closed off. Like it says you can't buy American.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Terrible.
There's pictures of it all over like X and stuff.
Yeah.
But they've put curtains because they buy wholesale.
Yeah.
Right? And so the stores can't make any money. So our great leader, Doug Ford, so he's made that. He's banned like orange juice. They put, like, you go into the grocery stores,
Yeah.
and they'll say, this is an American product, don't buy it. And it's, yeah.
Wow.
There's an update on that story as
Nice.
well. So we're doing fine.
Good.
We're doing great.
Yeah. Beautiful Canada. You will be our cherished 51st state, we hope.
Well,
That's a good solution.
I hope so.
I don't think that it'll ever happen, but I love...
Probably not.
But I love that Trump is bringing that out to, like, shake up people's thinking. When you shake up people's thinking, they start to see. You can wake somebody out of their slumber, and they can see things in different ways from how they used to narrowly see things.
Yeah,
Basically
I mean,
not see.
I would really love to believe that, Hank. I really love to believe that. But like the politicians are all on there. We hate Trump. Like the things they say about him is like, it's like they get up there on their podium every day. Every day they're on there. You look at the news, it's like Trump's the worst. It's this. It's like just, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. It's like it's not just the news; it's the politicians too. And that's how Ford won the election, was going against Trump. That's how he just got voted back in again.
Wow. Terrible.
Yeah. That's what he used. That's what I mean. That's what they use Trump.
Hate.
And America bad.
Motivated by hate.
Get voted. Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Well,
so that's the update.
Thank you kindly.
I just want to say hello.
Good to hear from you, Anne. Talk to you again
too,
sometime.
Hank.
All right.
All right. You have a great day.
You as well. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
And Robert in Kansas on the line over here. Robert, sorry about that. How you doing?
Hey, I'm fine, thanks, brother.
Cool.
So these windmills, these huge, giant windmills we see, not just in the ocean but everywhere.
Yeah.
They, the caller before, the lady before, was I believe correct in almost everything she said about that. But even on land, they create with just the nature of the spinning of that wheel. It's the size of it.
Yeah.
It creates something, I believe the term is infrasound. Now, I'm going to be wrong on my terminology, but there's a sound, like she was talking about frequency or vibration. And what it does is, you ever heard of like a food web, right, Hake? So you have like insects or smaller, even smaller organisms in the soil, whatever, all the way up to like megafauna predators, right? So what infrasound does is it drives out that base layer of life. So all the insects, all the smaller things that you would need for ecology that are fed upon by larger creatures, they're all driven out. So then the mid-range creatures, the mid-level creatures are driven out because they have no food. And then when those are gone, the megafauna is gone. So it destroys the ecology of a place.
Wow.
And it's also called environmental friendly. Now you can take, and here's the thing. They need these big windmill or solar farms or whatever, because these people, above all, want to make money. So if they were to decentralize power generation, meaning you had a small wind unit on your home, solar panels on your roof, right? Then they couldn't bill you in the same way they do now for energy. And it would decentralize. They wouldn't have control over it. And it's the one thing that, you can get in a lot of trouble for talking about, because decentralized power generation is also much safer, right? So if they turn off the power grid and you can just get your solar panels to cook up your batteries, you got power at your place. And so it's one of those things where it's like control, money, all these things they do where they want to centralize power generation, and then they feed it over power lines where you lose like 50% of your energy.
Whoa.
Right? They're so inefficient compared to like direct energy generation, but the people who run the world are so scared of that it's let's just say it can be difficult to put in place in your own location. So yeah, there's so much stuff that's crazy, man, when you start to look into these big ugly windmills that ruin your entire vision of everything, and then you find out that they actually harm the area that they're in. And it's like, we could just put one of those vertical generators on your house, those vertical mills. It's a windmill that runs vertical, so it spins doesn't spin this way, it spins
like a helicopter.
Whatever. Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like, there's big blades on it and it spins this way. You have one of those on your house and solar panels, and you have either grid tie or not. I mean, I wouldn't grid tie, but that's me. You could just, generate power right there, 100% direct. It's more efficient. It's more environmentally friendly. I mean, you already have roof space, right? So you've already captured this area of ecology. You put a house on it, right? So I mean, you already have destroyed this environment. Now you have roof space you put right up on the roof. You don't have to take over the ocean or massive swaths of America it's something to think about in terms of like what you're kind of conditioned to think and believe, and and then like what the purpose of the people who really run things are doing. They're not stupid, right? They're not, and they do
some
not.
Some of them are, but some of them are not. They have ulterior motives, huh?
Well, the masses are stupid, and they want to keep you.
I know I am.
And that way they can take from you, right? So that's what it is, man. And it's like a really kind of weird tangent example. I mean, it plays into everything, right? Like if you grew your own food prices wouldn't matter as much. I mean, it's just everything they do. They make it difficult for people to do that, though.
They don't want you independent. I've heard that.
Yeah, man.
Sean Hannity would even say stuff like that. They don't want you to be able to drive your own car and all kinds of stuff. A car, for example, signifies the independence. You can move. You can drive anywhere. You don't have to rely on the public transportation or whatever. For example,
make your decision. Yeah, make your decision independent of their control. Yeah, get in a car, go somewhere. So it's it's everything. It can go all the way down to just anything in your life that your pay. A lot of times it's just connected to money. I mean, that's just mostly what it is. But then they can get up there, like she was saying, and say, yes, we're saving the environment. We are benevolent. We are telling you the truth. And
infrasound is the word, by the way. You said it right, infrasound.
Well, climate change is real, and it's like, they're polluting the hell out of our waterways and our earth and everything. The pollution is real. Climate change is something that is for mind control, so that they can control what you think.
Yeah, you know what? They act like the people who are supposedly polluting the planet are to blame for kids having climate anxiety. You mentioned mind control. Make the people anxious and scared. There are women as well as children who are afraid and anxious over the climate, right? And you said it, mind control. What a mess.
Everything, man. Look at the propaganda regarding race, white men, and how we're all white supremacists and we're going to hurt everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, I know some black people, I know some black women, and there's some, especially older black women. Hey, they are so scared of white people, white men especially, that look like me.
Yep.
And I'm like, sweetheart, baby, you do not have to be scared of me, okay? And they've been given this propaganda, Hake, where they think I'm a white supremacist and I'm there to hurt them.
Right.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness.
But they want the whites to be driven crazy so that they do end up hurting people, because some of the whites have gone and done that and in part because they've driven them to do it. Well, and the whites are responsible, right? Of course, but yeah.
I just noticed a fear, like they feared me.
Yeah.
Like these old, especially like what I've noticed, mostly older black women who are like thinking I'm there as like the Nazis or something. And I'm like, no, I'm here to mow your yard. I mean, it's like
nice.
It's a reaction where I realized that they are legitimately fearful of something that is not the case, and it's been shown to them so much that they believe it. It's just all over the place.
There was a lady whom JLP retweeted, and unfortunately people were, of course, like kind of bothering her about it, but she said black women have to be afraid of white men killing their black boys, killing their black children. They literally believe it. And it's such a lie, but it is pushed on them. Talk about that mind control, fear, irrational fear, pushed by the media.
It's very unfortunate. It's very bad for you to be fearful. Like if you're walking around America, you're going to see a bunch of white guys.
Yeah, I know.
If you're always scared, it's like that's not good for you.
Right, exactly.
Right? Like your health, your well-being, right? Like your mental state, whatever.
The China virus, another fear and anger pushing thing, making people judge and fear and hate one another.
Exactly.
Yep. Wow. Great point.
I don't know. Well, whatever point it is wild. The mind control thing is like, you have to be incredibly sophisticated. The people who are doing this are like using fallen angel technology.
Oh yeah, it's Satan. The people know Satanism.
Hey, well, I mean,
isn't it Satan?
You're like what you're wrestling with is something so old and so sophisticated.
Yeah.
Doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't die. Right?
Yeah, true.
And so what you're fighting is, you have to be extremely sophisticated.
Nice. Or simple, because God is simple, right?
Well,
he's simple, but he cuts through the crap, the sophisticated crap.
God is truth.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Robert. I have to rush you off, but great call. Right. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right.
See you, bud.
Bye. Super chats, guys. Oh boy, I almost pushed something that I shouldn't have pushed. Okay. There was someone buy me a coffee as well as Streamlabs. Let's refresh the buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report as well as the Streamlabs. I saw from Gregatron and Lin Yan Chin and other people. Oh, wow, even more just now. C-Bill bought 3 coffees. John from Alabama, I believe from yesterday's show. Sounds like a mama's boy. Man up, beta. Laughing face with tears coming out. C-Bill, always ruthless. Have some grace, C-Bill. But see if it fits, John from Alabama. See if that's helpful for you. C-Bill, thank you, man. Ronnie from Ohio bought a coffee. Brother Hake, have you read Psalm 22 yet? He asks. I don't think I did. That's the one right before Psalm 23. And it sounds dumb for me to say that, right? And it might be dumb, but it's not dumb. my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring? O my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season am not silent. But thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. And it goes on and on and on, and I shall read it. May the Spirit remind me, Ronnie in Ohio. May I pray at night and remember to read it. Thank you for the reminder, sir. He also says, eyes emoji. Barbecue Pringle bought a coffee. The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. 2, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? 3, God is jealous. I think the prophets were wrong. Fear doesn't help anything. Neither does profit. And God is not a who, so says Barbecue Pringle. You're making my mouth water with your name, buddy. You hear about that lady who attacked the man with the Pringles can? Terrible. Not that that makes me hungry. At a 7-Eleven or somewhere. He was just complaining about a homeless bum laying out or something next to the 7-Eleven, and what a mess. Yeah, but I wouldn't be too quick to write off the Bible, because fear doesn't mean what you think it means in that context, and profit of a man to gain the world but lose his soul, it doesn't mean anything. And God, I think God being jealous, I think it's an interesting thing to think about, man. But anyway, shout out to the Bible and to Barbecue Pringle. Also from Gregatron, I got no comment. Just keep the good content coming. That's kind. Thanks, man. And he gave an extra 16 cents. Lin Yun Chin says, due to having extra cones and rods in their eyes for light level and color sensitivity, women have poor motion tracking, not poor depth perception, but can present as such. Why you gotta pull a super chat for this common sense you lack and can't get something? Says, and can't get. Says, I don't know that this is something that's common sense. How is common sense going to tell me that women have extra cones and rods in their eyes so that they can detect light level and color sensitivity better than men? Men tend to be more colorblind per capita than women, but they have poor motion tracking. Men track motion better. Women track color better. According to, if I'm reading Lin Yan Chin's common sense super chat properly. Thank you, man. I'm live on Rumble as well. Let me just scroll on Rumble just to make sure. I don't like to miss super chats on Rumble. I'm live on Kick as well. Nobody's there. That's okay. Nice. Oh, and I'm not live on punchy.tv/Hake, am I? This is like third or fourth. All week I have not been live on punchy.tv. It's horrible. But you can catch Joel Friday TV on punchy.tv. You know, guys, I don't want to rush through you guys. I don't want to rush you. Thank you, Nick. He's cracking the whip on the people who are behind it. Unfortunately, beautiful Maze out of Dayton, Ohio, wanted to talk about Muslims. And I would love to talk about Muslims with Maze. And Jermaine out of Canada wanted to talk about the banking sector over there. Maybe not over there, maybe over here. But I can't do it. I gotta end. Yeah, I know it's not even 10 till, right? It's 10:49. But I don't like having to rush. You know what I mean? I like to get my bearings. There were some stories that I didn't get to for today that I thought were pertinent. I forget what they were. Oh, yeah, Caitlin Clark's arms. You guys were talking about my arms, and I wanted to, somebody said, do Hake's arms look like a noodle, like a angel hair noodle, spaghetti noodle arms? Or do they look strong? I better not strain. And Caitlin Clark has been pumping iron, and I think my arms is still a little bit maybe stronger than hers. I gotta go, guys. It's Thursday. What type of Thursday is Thursday? I wonder how long this song is. I might go slightly overtime, Joel. Sorry about that.
Well, I was born into a family of 4 brothers.
Less than a minute
My
over.
mother and my father never liked each other. My mother always said that she was sick of it. When I was 8 years old, my father just quit. Never heard from him again until I was 10. I got a letter from down in Texas in the state pen. And the violence and the boy won't get very far. I had to say, but what would you know about here, where we are, and here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are.
It's a little flat. It's Christian.
The boys from far away say every word is true. That's why I'm trying to give it all back to you. Here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are.
Blackball.
We are. And you know it's been a long way down when I took the ball and I know it's time if I'm not good fall with my R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And you never could take that from me. And here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are. Where we are. And you know it's been a long way down when I took the ball and I learned to climb in the right football with my R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And you never could take that from me. Oh, here we go again. You know I hated to pretend that life was beautiful, that love was good and never ends.
It is, man. 1998? They used to be sort of metal or screamy. He sings a little flat at times when it's all emotional and whoa. I don't like that part, but I like the catchiness of it and and it sounds a little heartfelt.
Learn to laugh, we learn to cry, to sing all night. Still somehow rise with the sun. And you know I never wanted to be the one to tell you that everything would be alright. And would you believe me if I just didn't turn around and come back to the holy ground? Cause there ain't much life worth living when you grow up on this side of town. And the wind was all I wanted, but we can't get that round here. I won't stand it forever, way down by my fear. Turn it around, bring it back again, and oh yeah.
1995, sorry. Sugar Ray ripoff. Sugar Ray was metal too. I gotta get out of here. I'm cutting it out. Bye, guys. Take care.